What's up, babes? It's your girl Christiana and I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be how I film from my iPhone, how I record my YouTube videos, edit, how I do my thumbnails, everything you need to know about creating your YouTube content from your phone. I got you. This video has been long overdue. When I say long overdue, like months. Like when I was living back in North Carolina, I was supposed to record this video. So I'm sorry, but it's here now. And if you're looking to become a content creator in 2022, look no further. I've got all the tips and tricks you need. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is lighting. Lighting plays a bigger part in your video quality than I think most people who are just starting out realize. Your lighting is going to give your whatever camera you're using, whether it be your phone, a regular camera, whatever, it's going to give it the ability to capture a clear picture because it's well lit. So you want to make sure that your area is well lit and well lit from all angles. You don't want to create any weird shadows on your face. So what I used and what I still currently use for my lighting, I got all from Amazon. I use a Neewer Ringlight and then I use 2 softbox lights. Of course, all of this will be linked down below so you don't have to go searching for it, but I will put a picture of what each item looks like on the screen. But I do film with 3 lights, so directly in front of me I have a ring light, and then on each side of me I have a softbox light on each side. And that is all for my lighting. My lighting has always been pretty simplistic. I think the simpler your lighting, the better, because you also don't want to get really, really hot under those studio lights. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is the settings on your phone. I'm screen recording everything, so it'll be on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm looking like, but you want to go into your phone settings and adjust your video quality so that way you make sure you're getting the highest resolution image. So to do this, you want to go to settings, then you're going to scroll down to photos, then you're going to scroll down to camera. You're going to go to where it says record video and click on that. Mine is already set at 4K at 60 frames per second because that's what I was recording on when I was recording from my phone. So it's already preset to that. But you see there's a bunch of options, 720, 1080, 1080p. You just want to go up to the highest resolution that you can. For this phone, that is 4K at 60 frames per second. So go ahead and select that option. And then that is all you need to do as far as your camera settings when you're shooting YouTube videos. Now, of course, pictures, that's different, but YouTube videos, 4K is going to be great. And that's going to also allow you to upload to YouTube at HD quality as well. When it comes to recording my videos from my phone, I don't do anything special. I just open up the camera app and then click video and record straight from there. You do want to make sure that you have optimal storage because your videos are going to take up a lot of space in your phone. I made the mistake when I started off YouTube of only having 64 gigabytes of storage on my phone, and I was constantly having to delete footage to try to make sure I can export my footage. Sorry y'all, that's my air freshener. Try to export my footage, so it just became a pain in the butt. So please, please, please make sure that you have the storage capacity. If not, make sure you buy some extra storage for your iCloud, so that way you can at least send your videos there when you're done and you don't have to constantly delete your footage. Now for editing. When editing, I use an app called VLLO. I still use this to this day. I use it on my MacBook now, but you can download it to your MacBook, you can download it to your iPhone. It does cost, I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, but I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I do use the app called VLLO. That's VLLO. The icon looks like a little red fish. Well, it's a white fish inside of a red box. And that is where I upload everything. So when you open the VLLO app, you'll see where it says create video / GIF. You go ahead and click on that plus sign, and then you're gonna see all of your camera roll. You're gonna wanna go ahead and select whatever video you are working on, and that is going to be your workspace for this YouTube video. So once you open up your camera roll, you're gonna go ahead and select the video that you're working on and hit the red arrow to go next. You'll see where it says aspect ratio. There is a little icon that looks like a YouTube icon. So go ahead and click on that. That's gonna automatically format it to the YouTube size. And you wanna make sure that fill is selected. If it says fit, it's just gonna be like a weird box in the middle of it. So make sure you select fill and then go ahead and go to create project. I pre-recorded this little clip just to use here for this video, but as you can see, I just recorded a little clip of what my background looks like, and this is gonna be your little track bar. So you can move this, and this will allow you to jump to any part of your video. If you click on the clip, you'll see all your options for editing pop up. That is probably the main place you're gonna be the entire time you use this app. So you'll click that, it'll open up all your options. Here you can click split. That is gonna allow you to break up any clip that you're working on. If you have like a clip in between where maybe you're not talking or you're changing outfits, if you're doing a get ready with me or whatever it is that you don't wanna be in the video, you'll make sure to split at the end of what you wanna keep, the beginning of what you don't want to keep, and then you can select the clip that you don't want to, and there is a little delete button. Just delete that clip. That's how you're going to edit straight from there. There's a whole lot of options here that you can play with. There's text options, there are options to speed it up, there's options to mute, so you want to play with this a lot, but that's the basis of it. There's also options here to add background music. So this is an important thing that I want to talk about when it comes to adding background music. It's hard to find background music when you're on YouTube, and if you're completely new to YouTube, then you probably don't know that you need to find copyright-free music, so that way your video doesn't get copyrighted and any ad revenue you make doesn't go to the artist. So that's important. If you get copyrighted, they won't take the music out of your video like it used to be. You just won't get paid for it. So to do that, you want to make sure that you're finding copyright-free music. I personally get all my copyright-free music from YouTube. I screen record whatever I find, and then there's an option to extract the music from a video to put in your background. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that now. What you'll do is you'll click on this little icon, looks like a music note, and it says BGM. That stands for background music. You'll click that button, and you'll go to where it says My Music. It looks like a little folder there at the bottom. You'll click on that, and as you can see, I have a bunch of different things titled just because it helps me stay organized when I'm editing videos. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to go to the top right hand corner where it says Extract from Video. You'll click on that. I don't have any music pre-recorded, but if I did, I'll just take one from a TikTok video. So you'll extract it. As you see, it'll prompt you to change the file name. I'm just gonna change this file name to test. All right, so after you click on that, you'll see it'll populate down at the bottom with your file name and the music that is playing. You go ahead and hit that check mark, and it's gonna automatically import it to your video. After that, you can drag those little arrows, shorten it, move it around. The arrow and the circle allows you to move it throughout your clip. So one will extend the sound or shorten it depending on what you want to do with it. The other will move the sound around throughout the video. So that's how you add background music. So after you've got everything the way you want to do it, you've added text, you've added your background music, you've chopped it up and spliced it together. Now you're going to go ahead and hit done. Once you hit that done button, there's going to be a little arrow in the top right hand corner. It comes from like the bottom of a box. Click that button, and that is going to be how you export. You'll want to make sure that the resolution is high and your frame rate is 60 frames per second. That needs to match whatever frame per second you have in your camera settings, so that way your video quality is clear and it doesn't come out pixelated. So once you make sure that all that is together, you'll go ahead and hit the red export button, and VLLO will make the video and they will save it to your camera roll. You'll hear that little sound when you're good to go ahead and check your camera roll for it, and then you can upload straight from YouTube from your camera roll. So that's how I edit, super simplistic. You can definitely get more in depth. You can play with the animations from your frames and everything on VLLO. I love the capacity that it has. I think it's great for a phone app, especially if you're not super comfortable jumping into like Final Cut Pro and things like that. This is a great starter app. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is thumbnails. I also create my thumbnails directly from my phone. I use two apps to do that. The first app I'm going to use is going to be Phonto. That app is actually free, so yay that. So when you open up Phonto, you'll see this little home screen here. You're gonna want to click on the blue box that says grid. Once you open that up, it'll bring up your picture. So it all depends on what kind of thumbnail you're doing. Typically, I like to splice together about 3 to 4 pictures to create my thumbnail. So I'm just gonna choose 3 pictures that I just used for my recent Instagram picture and go ahead and use that. You're gonna hit next. It'll automatically size it. So down at the bottom where it says ratio, it's that little box with 2 arrows in it. That's gonna be how you control the size of it. So if you click on ratio, it'll give you all the different options on what to fit it to. As you see, there's a small Instagram size, there's a big Instagram size, there's an Instagram story size, and then there's one that looks like a little YouTube icon. That's what you're gonna use to size it to. Mine is already selected at that. So then I'm gonna go ahead and hit where it says Phonto Grid there and hit the red X because we don't want that watermark there. You can remove it once for free. You can always remove it. Then you're gonna go ahead and play with your images to make sure that they fit the way you want them to in the frame. I'm just gonna move it around, make sure it looks good. And then once I have it the way I like it, I'm gonna go ahead and hit save. You'll just hit the X button at the top. You don't have to buy anything to save it. It just tries to prompt you, you know, they gotta get their coins in. Hit the X, it'll save it to your camera roll, and it is done. Now I'm gonna open up an app called Phonto. This is where I put all my text in, where I can size it and make sure it's actually the YouTube thumbnail size, and just get it the way I want it to look so that I can create a thumbnail that is gonna attract viewers. So I'll go ahead and open up the Phonto app. Once I open up the Phonto app, now this process can be a little bit confusing, so you'll probably need to review this section a couple times, but the first thing I'm gonna do is hit that little camera button at the bottom. You're gonna wanna open up plain images. You're gonna wanna open up plain images because you're gonna wanna go ahead and format the size for your YouTube thumbnail in advance before you import your picture, so that way you can make sure it is actually the right size. You'll see what I mean in a minute. The sizing is a little off between what's in PhotoGrid and what is actually the YouTube thumbnail size. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and click the box that is completely plain. Then you're gonna wanna click the top where it has the numbers. Right now it says 2048 by 2048. Go ahead and click that button because you're gonna change that ratio size. You're gonna click the button that says custom. The YouTube thumbnail size is 1280 by 720. You'll get to memorize that eventually, but starting out, you can always just Google it to go back to it. So I Googled it for the whole first year, and I just had to Google it again because I second guessed myself. So go ahead and type 1280 for the top number, 720 for the bottom, and then go ahead and hit done. It's gonna show you what your image is gonna look like. Make sure it's the landscape way and not the portrait way, because sometimes you'll accidentally invert the numbers and it'll give you a portrait image. So just make sure your image is landscape. Once it looks the way you want it to look, go ahead and hit that save button in the top right hand corner, and it's gonna ask you to use, save, and use. Go ahead and just hit use. Once you got the use opened up and you see your plain image on your screen, you're gonna hit the 3 lines in the bottom left hand corner. Then you're gonna go to add image. This is gonna open up your camera roll. You'll click on the image you just made in PhotoGrid and go ahead and hit done. That's gonna add it to that image. Then click on the image so that it is highlighted. You'll see a toolbar open up, and from there you can size it so that way it fits perfectly within that square. Once you hit size, just hit size, don't hit width and height because you'll distort the image. So hit the size button and slide it to the right to make it larger. Then I just kind of center it and keep sliding that until it fills up the space perfectly. You can also use these little plus and minus buttons to fine tune it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just hitting the minus button to make it a little smaller, a little bigger. You can also click on the move button and it'll give you little arrows so that you can make more minute, precise movements and fit it perfectly in there. So once it's perfectly in the space, I'm gonna hit that save button in the bottom right hand corner. And I'm just gonna hit save image. It's gonna make you watch an ad for about 5 seconds. Just go ahead and hit the X after that. And then you can hit the bottom camera button again and hit reset. Make sure your image is saved before you hit reset. You're gonna be mad if you have to do that all over again. It's not a lot of work, but it's just irritating. Once you hit the reset button, then you're gonna hit that camera button again. You're gonna go to photo albums, and then you're gonna open up the image that you just made from Phonto. Hit done like you did before, and then you can just tap anywhere on the picture and add your text. I'm gonna say, let's say this is a get ready with me. I'm gonna type GRWM. The font that I last used is already populated, but you can go ahead and change the font there. I'll click this one because it's pretty, and I'll add that to my image. You can click on it, click size, and then drag it to make it as big as you want to make it. From here, you can also click on it and edit it. You'll hit style to add things like shading, borders, those kind of things. There's a lot you can do. You can add stroke to it, pick your color of your stroke, make that bigger or smaller. You can also make that more transparent or less transparent. So there's a lot you can do with that. That's also something you'll want to play with. Once you got your text on there the way you want it to, hit the save button again and save image. It's gonna save to your camera roll. Once you got your thumbnail completed, you'll have your video uploaded into YouTube. You'll go into your YouTube studio, and then you will make a custom thumbnail from there. If you guys need any help with that, let me know in the comments. I can do a detailed separate video on uploading and those kind of things. But if you made it this far, then you probably know how to upload your video in your YouTube. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and do your description box and upload your video. I know I went through this pretty quickly and it was kind of a little all over the place, but I just wanted anybody to know that if you're looking to start your YouTube channel in 2022, you can do it. You don't have to do a whole lot of extra things. You don't have to spend a whole lot of extra money, especially on an expensive camera. That is the most frightening thing when you're starting out on YouTube. So I hope that this video helped. Of course, I'm gonna leave all of the products that I use down below. I'm gonna leave links to all the things that I use, as well as the apps that I use. So I really hope this helped. As for what I film with currently, I do film with a Sony ZV-1. It's very easy. It's about as easy as a high quality camera gets, in my opinion. So I do film with that and the same lighting setup that I told you guys about in the beginning. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you hit me in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. And if you're starting your YouTube channel this year in 2022, good luck. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.